Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for another very special edition of WOWSA Live. We're here on Maui with Robb Webb. Welcome, Robb.
Aloha. How are you, Steve?
Good, good. Now, Robb, I knew you as the voice of Long Beach. You did all kinds of announcing for open water swims, swim across America, the biggest ocean water polo tournament in the world. But now you're in Maui. How did you get from Long Beach to Maui?
It was always my dream to retire in Maui. I'm far from retired, but almost 4 years ago, I moved out in November of 2016 to Maui, and I am living the dream. Right before I moved out, I had surgery from surfer's ear, which is caused by cold water, and I don't like swimming in cold water anymore. I like nice warm water.
Got it. And so, where are you located exactly? I see some palm trees in your yard.
So I'm in Keokea, which is upcountry, Kula. We're 3,250 feet above Kihei, where it's a lot cooler. I'm sitting on my lanai looking at a beautiful ocean view. And we've got deer in the yard every night, and cows and goats in the neighborhood, and beautiful hiking. I can hike down Thompson Road just right there down the street where Oprah Winfrey's house is. It's just absolutely gorgeous up here.
Got it. Now, you do spend time in the upcountry, but knowing you as a waterman, you probably also are spending time on paddle boards and surfboards and swimming and all, right?
Yeah, well, my passion is stand-up paddleboarding, body surfing, and of course open water swimming. I don't get anywhere fast, but I love the sport. I lived in Kihei for just almost a year ago. I moved up country, and so this is the furthest I've ever lived from the ocean in my entire life. I have about a 40-minute drive to get to the beach now.
Oh wow.
But before that, I lived right on Keavakapu Beach, or right across the street from it. It's beautiful up here. The only our sharks are smaller; they take smaller bites, but they do bite from time. This is Sharktober right now. This is the mating season for the tiger shark, so we hit the pools a little more right about now.
Got it. Now, you and I go way back with all kinds of events in Long Beach, California. But how did you get involved in aquatics from the very beginning?
Well, I mean, I grew up in Long Beach as a junior lifeguard, and really enjoying all the sports that Long Beach Aquatic Capital of America has to offer. I was honored to be a founding member of the Long Beach Aquatic Capital of America board when that movement got started. But swimming and sailing and paddling in Alamitos Bay and doing all the activities. In fact, Rich Foster, who was president of USA Water Polo, was my junior lifeguard instructor when I was a kid, and he's still one of my mentors today.
Got it. And now you're running a very interesting organization. I'll give you the opportunity to actually tell us exactly what it is.
We just founded it in August, and it is nonprofit campaigns. We're an LLC, and what we do is provide online training courses and consulting services to help nonprofit professionals and volunteer board members create high-impact fundraising campaigns to help their organization grow and raise money and recruit board members and volunteers. And after 30, I served as a fundraising nonprofit director and a fundraising consultant for over 30 years in a day job. And that was when we weren't out running boats and having a great time in Alamitos Bay, putting special events on for you guys. And I've been really blessed. God has given me a gift to go out and learn and help nonprofits. And I'm excited to give back right now at this time and create a kind of a cost-effective way with an online training course to teach and inspire nonprofits all over the world.
Great. And you got your start in the nonprofit world through aquatics, correct?
Yeah, well, in 1981, I was hired to be the aquatic director for the YMCA of Greater Long Beach. And in fact, my boss at the time was a guy named Ron Kepler, who hired me in Long Beach way back when. And that's when Bob Felder was president and CEO of the YMCA of Greater Long Beach. And he goes, I wanted to be a swim coach. I had no idea. I didn't want to be a fundraiser. My goals at the time were creating exciting aquatic programs and coaching swimming. And he sat me down and said, hey, look, if you're going to be a successful YMCA professional, you need to learn everything there is to know about conducting annual fundraising campaigns. And it was just part of the culture at the Y. Everybody was involved in it. Everybody did it. And because of that, I got involved in the community, and I was involved in the Chamber of Commerce and became president of my Kiwanis Club, and got my CFRE certification down there. That ultimately led me to get elected to be a city councilman in Long Beach. And so many wonderful things came from my life, from my involvement with the YMCA and starting aquatics a long time ago.
If there was a human that epitomized a marine animal, it's you with an octopus, and you have like 8 arms all over, touching everything. I mean, you've always been nonstop.
I'm sorry?
You've always gone nonstop, full bore.
You know what? I've just been blessed. A little ADD too, but I've been. And I had an opportunity to be a yacht broker for 10 years in Long Beach. In fact, that's where we met.
Yeah.
You were, and I don't remember what event it was, and you were getting ready to charter electric Duffy boats for officials and cameramen. And I said, no, you don't want those things. You can't see out of them. You're going to run over people. And the next thing I know, for like the next 10 years, I was running boats at the Marine Stadium for, oh my gosh, we had the big Riverman that was, came in and at an event one time. I was putting courses together, the guy with no arms and no legs.
Yes. Craig Dietz.
Yeah. We had Swim Across America with Janelle and her group.
Right. And one of those events was the 2010 USA National Championships. That was really exciting. Right. We had 7 guys going down the finish line.
And those videos were exciting, and I got to drive the boat with the cameraman that was right up doing that. And I got to tell you, some of my lifeguard buddies at the time were a little concerned, right? Because we're taking Boston whalers and we're putting them just right next to swimmers. But I had we had a lot of faith in our boat operators and the people that were doing. They were just absolute professionals, and man, we put on some great events back in the day.
Yeah. So the open water swimming world, I mean, there's a lot of swimmers that raise a lot of money for a lot of different events. Everything from cancer research to saving the marine environment and everything in between. Special Olympics is involved in many open water swims, and there's the audience out there with the global open water swimming community. How can they, if they want advice, if they want consulting, if they want to seek someone like you, how do they reach out?
You can visit our website, nonprofitcampaigns.com. We are right now creating our first, what we really focus on in our specialty at Nonprofit Campaigns is creating high impact, what we call high impact fundraising campaigns, which is training your board of directors and training your volunteers to go out in the community and recruit people and do 2 things. Tell the story of what your nonprofit does in the community, which is given the best word of mouth advertising around, and asking others to join you in giving a pledge to the organization. That's really the gift that God gave us over the years. That's what we found in our consulting efforts. So many nonprofits need. It just happens to be something that the YMCA taught us everything we needed to know. And I got to be a national trainer for the YMCA teaching this stuff, and we'll be involved at the North American YMCA Development Conference again this year. And you know, we've got expertise in our group that does everything from grant writing to developing major gifts to recruiting and increasing and in training board members and developing a culture of philanthropy. And that's really what our campaigns are designed to do. Our first training course is going to be launched November 17th via live webinar.
Okay.
And, you can sign up right now at nonprofitcampaigns.com.
Okay.
My phone is on that website, 808-359-8269. I love talking to people that are been challenged and are trying to find better ways to raise money. I love talking to people that are starting nonprofits and figuring out how to raise an effective board of directors. It's just a passion of mine and a lot of fun.
Got it. Got it. And, you know, from my perspective, asking people for money, but also their time and their effort, their talents, that's not easy for most people. Yeah.
Well, Mark Victor Hansen just wrote a book called Ask, and I'm reading that right now. And it's how so many things in our life, because of that fear of asking, you know, when we're children, we ask for everything and it's just natural.
Yeah.
And somehow as we grow into adults, asking for somebody to help you it's because we kind of develop a fear of it, and it's not ponos, you know, in some way. Pono is a Hawaiian word for doing the right thing. And if you are passionate and love an organization and you want to give your time and your money and your effort to doing it, you're really doing people a disservice, not asking them to join you and telling them about it. The worst thing they're going to do is say no. And you know what? If you ask somebody to join you and they say no, that's okay, because you're telling them and giving them word of mouth advertising for what your organization does. That's the best form of advertising known. And even if they say no, you can walk away with your head up and said, hey, I educated this person about a great organization doing great things in the community.
Got it. Got it. That's great advice. So that's the kind of training, that's the kind of guidance that you provide at every level?
Absolutely. Right now, our first training that we're launching, as I said, via live webinar. In fact, it's available right now for pre-sale. So you can go on our website right now. We've got a limited opportunity for pre-sale of this course before we launch November 17th. But what we found over all these years of helping nonprofits, people would hire us and they say, come on, help us create this capital campaign or this annual campaign that's just going to raise you a lot more money. And these organizations just weren't prepared and they weren't ready to do the job. So our first training course is on preparedness and how to prepare for success. But so many of our clients asked us to go beyond that and really just tell them the nuts and bolts. So we decided to double down on this course. And so we're not only teaching about preparedness and everything from developing a culture of philanthropy to preparing your staff and board to preparing the back office. We're also going through all the nuts and bolts of what you need to do to create a campaign and make it fun and exciting and of course successful. Trust me, successful campaigns are a lot more fun than campaigns that fail.
Got it. And when you mean the nuts and bolts, all the documents, all the keywords,
all the documents, the training materials, the job descriptions. I'm working on a lot of this stuff, putting a campaign manual to get on. We're down to about 25 pages, and we're still growing with this manual that we're putting together, and how to structure the campaign and how to train your leadership and the timeline throughout the year and what your budget should be, and developing the back office. Probably one of the most important things, and we're going to talk, and we're going to give a lot in this live webinar on November 17th. We're going to give a lot of free information. And even if you don't purchase the course, I believe that just watching this live webinar is going to really help a lot of nonprofit leaders up their game. We're going to talk about developing a culture of philanthropy. So many nonprofits look at fundraising as drudgery, and negative thinking brings negative results. And so we try to work with the team and bring about change and how you look at philanthropy and how you're here to give your donors an exciting experience. And it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. And obviously we've had the issue of COVID-19 and the lockdown, and for many people times are tough, especially in a state like Hawaii. But I sense your enthusiasm, your positiveness. How does one, in light of perhaps the lesser good economic times, how do you maintain that level of positivity and aggressiveness, I guess?
Well, good question. And you're right. COVID-19 had a horrible economic effect on Hawaii. And they just opened tourism back up Thursday of this week, if you get a positive pre-COVID test. So I'm happy to say Hawaii is back open for tourism. I got to tell you, the beaches were really nice, though, without the tourism. Reefs came back, and Molokini Crater is looking better than ever.
Oh, wow.
But we need our economy, and I love swimming in the ocean, and it's just a blessing to be living here and spend as much time in the ocean. And now we get to open back up, and tourists are coming back to our economy. That's just the most important time. I never thought I'd see something like this in my lifetime, but it really gave us an opportunity to reflect and say, hey, if we can't get in front of nonprofits face to face, the old fashioned way, where I'll fly somewhere and parachute in and get in front of the board of directors, this is kind of what inspired us to create online training courses to teach people in a cost-effective way what we did for 30 years face to face at a lot more money. So there's always a silver lining. We're teaching this course and preparing people for a day when we're going to be able to get back and have special events again, and gather people together and do things the old-fashioned way. Because I truly believe I'm much better in front of a board than I am in front of a camera, and I love that face-to-face contact, and that's the best way to fundraise and do things. But right now, and people are taking this time to train and learn, and we're taking this time to create really high-impact training courses. And it's trust me, making a face-to-face ask and asking somebody to support your organization is a lot more effective and a lot more fun than doing it via Zoom.
Yeah.
I wish I was sitting there in the room with you, Steve.
Right. I know. But believe me, I can feel your energy from here. We're 3,000 miles away from one another, but I feel your energy. And what about your team? It's I know you, Rob. You always create a team, a great atmosphere around you. Who's part of your organization?
I am blessed to be partnering with my son, Robert Webb Jr.
Okay.
And him the president of the corporation. He's in charge of everything important. I'm just like the director of fun. And but Mark, I am so proud of that kid. He grew up playing water polo at Shore Aquatics and went to Wilson High School. Graduated from Long Beach City College and Long Beach State. He went to UCLA and just recently earned his certificate in fundraising from UCLA. And he's my partner, and it's a 50-50 business, family business. Our chief consultant is my ex-wife, Danya.
Okay.
And Danya also had over 30 years of nonprofit. She's probably the most passionate campaign director I've ever known, and one of the most effective people to teach nonprofit leaders how to go out. She could go out and sit in a room with a business person or community leader and just engage them and get them excited to be a part of the mission, and better than anybody I know. And that's a big testimony for her talents for me to partner with my ex-wife.
Got it. And so it's November 17th. Is it a specific time, the start time?
It is 11. Gosh, I should know this off the top of my head. 11 a.m. Hawaii time.
Okay.
1 p.m. because that's going to be after daylight savings time, and we don't do daylight savings here in Hawaii. We got enough daylight. We don't need to save it. And so Arizona are the only two states that don't do daylight savings time. So if it's 11 o'clock here, that's 1 o'clock your time in California and 4 o'clock East Coast time. We're going to do a live webinar. Again, you can go to our website, nonprofitcampaigns.com. Check out everything there. You can fill out a little form to send us your information. In there, I've got a little question where a couple questions where you can tell us what's your greatest fundraising challenge, because I love to hear from nonprofit leaders. And, this is for executive directors and development directors and CEOs. But we have a lot of founders of nonprofits that are signing up for this course. We have board members and people that are maybe you're the chair of the board of directors. I even have other consultants that are signing up, and that's okay. We want to, I don't look at other consultants and fundraising as competition. We all have a mission to help people and develop our clients and do the best things we can do for the nonprofit communities. And there's a lot of those guys that know a lot of great things that I look forward to collaborating with and bringing future trainings. We're just going to keep creating training courses. And like I said, we also offer our time as consultants. And most of that is, kind of like Zoom and like we're doing now. And I love to jump on calls and conferences with people and give them, it will offer anybody and everybody an opportunity to have a free consultation and give us our 2 cents and let you know what we think we can offer.
Great. Well, we'll do a little promotion right before November 17th, and we wish you well, and we'll keep in touch. And now I know who to get in touch with when I go to Maui.
Absolutely. My friend Kathy has Maui Vision Rentals, and we've got she's got vacation rentals at a good deals all over the island. She and I had a fun time going around and doing every activity there was, from parasailing to all the different dive boats. And, I got to move here and pretend like I was a tourist and just do everything and jump off every waterfall. And I love taking swimmers and aquatic people, and when they come out and visit, and showing them the best that Maui has to offer.
Yeah. And one thing, growing up in Southern California, we every now and then see a rainbow, every now and then. But boy, on Maui, it's like a daily occurrence.
It really is. And I'm living in the green part of Maui now, and it rains every day.
Okay.
And it's colder. I mean, they're up here at this area, it's green, it's rainy, lots of rainbows. There's days I get up in the morning and it's like 48, 49 in the wintertime. Yeah. But I drive that 40 minutes and be at 85-degree weather at the beach year round, and it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah. Well, aloha.
Aloha to you, Steve, and mahalo for this interview. It was a real pleasure to get to see and talk to you again.
Yeah. Take care.